Welcome to Kind of Adulting. My name is Simone, and I'm joined by my two friends, Jordan and Elise. We've known each other since middle school, high school-ish, and we're taking on our early 20s together. In this podcast, we hope to share our daily challenges, funny stories, and overall experiences living in big cities and taking on post-grad life. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kinda Adulting.
Wait. Let me do the intro. Hello, welcome to Kind of Adulting, aka Elise's life struggles, aka will Elise ever make it to 30? You can continue.
This ain't all about Elise.
Right.
Isn't it?
No. Anyways.
But I'm the comic relief.
No. Anyway, how's everyone doing?
We just talked about, the intro is that I'm struggling. So let me know when you guys want me to start.
I'm sure you probably want to tell some story.
You want me to go first or
So go
after?
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me run down the list of my issues. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know they don't know, but we recorded late last week. And so I told you my roommate didn't want to move to DC anymore. I haven't had a chance to fully break down about that because I have other stuff going on. So I got back to DC on Sunday, and when I got back, there were fruit flies, right, in our living room.
Ooh, been there.
And I was like, ugh. So I hate nature, hate animals. Oh, I don't hate all animal lovers out there, but I hate most of them. 98%. The ones that move, I don't like. And so
Okay.
I don't.
See, like sloths?
Simone, can you stay focused? And so I don't like bugs. And I freak out. So I come, there's flies, and I was like, oh, okay, fruit flies. And I was like freaking out, but I was like, oh, let me set some traps up. They're going to go away, right? Because there's no food out, and there's no fruit. We called it. So then I what was that noise? Oh, whatever. So then I freaked out. I don't care.
I'm eating some oatmeal,
I don't
y'all.
care. I'm focused on me right now. So then I'm like, oh my God. So then they started multiplying, right? So this was on Sunday. This was on Saturday we're recording today. Like, there was a massive, and I was like, I can't exist here. Like, and so I tried everything. Like, I was researching. I was buying traps, making my own traps. I was catching them live like a veterinarian and examining them, right?
Oh my goodness.
Because it's not like we keep our apartment filthy. So like, there's no food left out. I bleach on the fridge. I wipe down everything. I take the trash out. I saw there's any leaks. There was no leaks. I called maintenance twice. They were like, we don't know where it's coming from. I bleached all the cabinets down. We put all the food in Ziploc bags, like everything that could possibly be touched. Ziploc bag it up. Could not locate it, right? But I'm dramatic. So I was like, I'm going to go back to Georgia. I cannot live like this, right? So we called maintenance again. I went down there, they're my little like cute girl, like, oh, I don't know, I can't live, I don't know what to do. And they were like, oh, let's help this little girl. So then they called Orkin, the pest guy. The pest guy came. He thought I was crazy, so I had to explain to him, listen, sir, I've been on Wikipedia, I've been on Google, I've been on pest.com, I've been on these forums, I don't know what's going on. And so he was like, basically explaining that there may have been rotting fruit before I got back, that then like, because when I came back, there was no food, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, had laid eggs, and now they were hatching everywhere. And so even this morning, right, so then he was like, put it really cold in your apartment to kill them all off, right? So it's freezing my apartment right now. It's like 62 degrees, but this morning, but it's literally causing me so much anxiety and stress. They're slowly going down, but then this morning I killed like 4, like in the living room, and I'm stressed. Like, this has been a horrible adulting week. I can talk about my dating fiasco, how I went on the first day with a pathological liar later. But
wait, I didn't know you actually went on the date with this guy.
It was a group message.
Wow.
So
maybe we'll save that
for later. Pathological liar. I cried for the first time in a long time about being an adult and feel like my life was crap. Last night, my eyes are a little puffy from that, and yeah, I just feel I don't know where I'm gonna live. I have a fruit fly infestation that no one seems to know how to fix. I'm going crazy. I went to Costco and bought everything in bulk sizes. Like, I've been spraying Raid in the air. It's not meant for aerosol Raid. And the Orkin guy was like, you can get cancer. And I was like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. A good time means no bugs. And so and he was like, you put a bomb in here, like a bomb, and it will kill all of them at the same time. Be able to leave the apartment. I said, it's no problem. I will go wherever. And so I'm up to I'm stressed. I slept probably
Get your wits
I slept
in.
like I slept like maybe 3-4 hours each night this week. Work has been a lot. One of my coworkers just quit, which is not good, like leaving the firm because I don't know who's gonna do his work. And yeah, it's not been a good week. I cried last night and pathological liar date and flies. So that's probably the majority of our check-in because that was a long time. But
Okay, well,
Uh,
what do we say to that? I don't know.
yeah, maybe we'll just move on. We hope the best for
I
you.
hope so.
And hopefully we can recover, get rid of those flies. Like,
oh.
I'm just add one little small thing. Flies are really not something to play about.
They're disgusting.
Just, 1 second story. We had an infestation in my house at home, and it was because there was a dead carcass in our fireplace. And my dad and I used to come home and literally suck the flies up with a vacuum cleaner.
Oh my goodness.
So if that tells you anything, they're not something to play with. So we will move on. Join us next for our discussion. Okay, so something that's been a hot topic lately are like young socialites, specifically the beautiful women on the arms of like rappers, actors, etc. And as we are all young, working, sometimes struggling, adults, that life seems more and more, like something I know personally I could want. And, just this whole idea of like being paid to be pretty, work out, relax, and basically live a life of luxury, sounds very appealing. So, like, first, let me ask you guys, what do you think about this type of lifestyle? Especially with us being like in the prime of our 20s and really something that could be an option right now. We're probably
option for who?
I mean,
me,
all of us versus like our middle 30s. Like we about to be popping soon. We just get a little more money. We could be popping. So we could really pull some of these people if we wanted to. I have firm belief. What do you guys think about this lifestyle?
I feel like it's just my time to be a rapper's girlfriend. Like, I need to be spoiled.
You definitely tweeted that,
I definitely
didn't you?
did. Like, before I even knew what the topic was, like, this is my time to be spoiled and pampered. And I'm not getting that. I'm just sitting here getting fatter and not doing anything.
Oh, wow.
And it's just really upsetting me because, like, everybody just be hating on like Ari and like Jada Waiter, and I'm just like, for what? Because she getting money, she look good.
Got a nice lace front.
Got it
right.
Literally
paid.
And it's just like, if you're cheating on me, just don't do it in public, please.
Jordan,
because probably I'm not even worried.
But you wouldn't be down with the gang like I would. Like, I think I'll be a better rapper's girlfriend out of all three of y'all. I mean, three of us, because I'll be down with it. I'll be like in the club, like, you know what I mean? I will roll with him.
What part of down are you with?
I'm down with all of it. He'd be like, stash this. I'd be like, got you.
No, you wouldn't.
Jordan, you would be in the corner like,
you would freak out.
No, Jordan would be tweeting on her burner Twitter account. I think my boyfriend is going to get arrested tonight. I don't know what to do. We are at this location, and being like, because you be sharing the Twitter on your tweet, and I'll be like,
no, I've been really good about tweeting on my burner and journaling.
Okay.
Not telling everybody my business until like I be talking to like Simone or somebody, and they bring up something. I'm like, how you know that? I tweeted about it.
But in all seriousness, like, I always tell people, like, as much as I'm ready for something serious right now, at the same time, like, I would not mind being wined and dined by, like, some rich, basketball player or something, flued out a few places, like, just like a meet me here, just for a few weeks or so, or until I find the one I'm really trying to be with, because don't perceive myself marrying someone like that. It sounds nice. And I feel like this is really the time I got, my best looks going, and they're going to deteriorate soon. So like,
deteriorate.
This is when it should be, So like, okay, I asked you guys that is because, obviously we all have the desire to kind of live this life of luxury, especially in our 20s, but it can be kind of hard, like, we want to spend our money on certain things, but then like bills, and you know, our disposable income may be a little lower than we want in order to afford these type of things. So do you guys feel like you're living your most luxurious life in the sense of, you know, do you spoil yourself? I don't know. Some people live this life but get help from their parents. No shame at all. But you know, etc. Like, do you treat yourself?
I think we have to like think about what treat yourself means. Like, I feel like this week I treated myself because I bought everything at the grocery store that I wanted. And like that, and I spent like $70, right? And I was like, whatever, like that was my treat myself. I think on the more luxurious side, maybe treating myself like it's like a trip. But those are like very um like one and few. Like I'm actually not a big shopper as I was anymore. So like I rarely am buying like new clothes like that. So yeah, I don't know. That's how I think I treat myself. I go to Amazon and buy something that I really wanted, and it's not even something that's like
Mm-hmm.
cute. It's like, oh, I probably need a humidifier. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel now. Or a new like kitchen scissors. Yeah.
That's very adult.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel like my money though. I feel like it
Yeah,
kind of like
because I feel like I should have asked, and more specifically, like, how would you define? Because to me, luxury is also treating yourself, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm.
Because luxury is not everything. It's not something that everyone can afford, right? So like, whatever is like something you wouldn't normally do, but you're doing in that moment, to me is like spoiling yourself, treating yourself, and all kind of like wound up into living your own luxurious life, right? Because it's kind of how you define it.
yeah.
So that's fair. I mean, I think for me, it's like taking trips, obviously, which we can't do anymore. Um, Definitely like the little things, like not to say that like my family didn't do these type of things. So like my family was very much into like natural beauty and that type of thing. But like I think for me it's like, oh, I love putting on makeup. So like I spend money on my makeup, my skincare products, like really good stuff. Or, you know, I will go on a shopping spree and I'll splurge a little bit. Or whether it be a facial or keeping my nails done all the time. Like those are things that like not normal people just do because it gets expensive, you know, whether you keep your lashes up. That can kind of be, to me, that's what I consider luxury, which I know we all do. So, you know, that's why I asked, like, and then Jordan, how would you define your own luxurious life?
I feel like for me, like luxury is kind of like quality over quantity.
Yes,
So like
yes, we love it.
okay, bed sets. I love being in bed, but like I have to make sure like my like bed sheets or like my comforter, like I would spend money on it because I'm just like, no, this needs to be nice. Like
100% cotton
yeah,
sheets,
and
not
then
no polyester.
and then like I feel like just like what you were saying with like keeping my like beauty like up, like getting my nails done all the time or like lashes and stuff. And like sometimes I do it because I need to feel good about myself. So it's just like I'm gonna get all this done, and I may not have the money to keep it up, but at least I look good for them like 2-3 weeks,
Weeks
you
that
know.
it lasts.
Yeah. And then I might be looking dusty afterwards, but I just be needing a little pick me up sometimes, and I need to get it all done, hair done.
And trust y'all, Jordan do that, right? Like Jordan really be texting us in the middle of a pandemic, like, "Oh, got my wax today." And I'm like, "Girl,
I need to feel good.
Can't nobody see none of it. Can't nobody see none of it." But that's so true. Like I really feel like it's about doing things that make you feel good and like not limiting because of money all the time, which I know is hard, like I said, because we're all, you know, kind of struggling in some ways. But it's like, what makes you feel good? Like, because when you look at these people, like they spend their money on nice stuff, and assumingly it makes them feel good, like to be able to buy those things and do those things. So it's like, I don't know, how does that get broken down to like being in your early 20s and not being a rapper's wife?
Yeah, and I think it's that I see other people who are, around our age, like, and not even like celebrities, but people who you know, right? Like, may not be your friend, but you know them, and they have like Gucci purses, YSL, like Chanel, this and that, and it makes me feel like yo, it's not a comparison, but like I can't afford that. Like, and like I work a full job, like, you know, I can't go buy a bag, right? Like, or like when
Right.
I see them, like, you know, perfect example, people be like on a casual night, 1942. And I'm like, I can't do that as well, you know?
Or what's that expensive
Classic,
tequila?
Class A,
Azul.
The
Azul.
And I
Azul.
think that's something
What
that like
the?
it's like because we people in life, like, you know, social media, like we promote those like luxurious things, but like at 23, like um it's like I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to say is like I feel like, wow, I wish I could have those things, or like maybe I should be aspiring to get those high quality things. Like maybe I should stop shopping at you know, like Zara or Fur 20. Well, I don't shop Fur 21 anymore. I leveled up, but like sometimes Zara be hitting my pockets, and I know that's fast fashion. You know what I mean? So
They still do, yeah.
and I feel like, damn, like how y'all afford like that Gucci turtleneck?
Well,
Like I could barely go to Zara and buy a $45 one.
yeah, but I feel like for me, it's like what Jordan was saying. Like, I was really brought up in the whole idea of like quality is better. So, like, I'll spend money on certain things because, oh, it's all leather or something like that. But it doesn't necessarily have to be designer. But I
Yeah.
feel like you bring up a good point because what we see is always designer. But that doesn't mean that it's the best quality, you know, item.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's like kind of what our generation does is they throw all this stuff in your face and that stuff is not good quality. Like I like
But
and then you
even like
talked
the
about like fast fashion. I like fast fashion for trendy stuff. But when it comes to classic pieces, I want quality items, you know?
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't have to be
but even not
designer.
even designer, it's just that even high quality stuff is expensive, right? Like I buy
Yeah.
high
Yeah,
quality
that's true.
perfume, right? Per se. Like I don't buy
Mm-hmm.
cheap perfume anymore. But like people can have high quality things that are not designer that's still expensive. Like coats are still expensive.
That's
And
true.
like I think something that we say like luxury, like we promote it, but it's not always accessible. And like and even
Right. And that's why I reserve a lot of that for my
and even
Christmas
if it
list.
is accessible, like let's say like I do have per se savings and I could go splurge and get a Gucci bag, but
Mm-hmm.
like I would feel really bad about that.
Doesn't make
It doesn't make
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is like I think conversation about Black women in luxury is like what if like I think kind of defining luxury because it's like everyone feels like they have to go to these like, you know, five-class or like these like five-star resorts, take photos, what have you. And that may not be accessible or be make sense for you to do, honestly. And then you feel
Right.
like I'm not living in luxury. I don't know. I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to say.
No,
No,
I get it.
yeah, I get it too. I think it's like balance though, because like I've also like transitioned to like not buying cheap perfume, but you know, pandemic. So I'm just like, I'm gonna buy the travel size, which is $35 compared to the $90 bottle. And it's still like enough to last me until like, you know, I get my money up. So it's just like I feel like and then also like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and them, they be having nice quality
They
Yeah.
stuff.
do.
Like Calvin Klein, like the nice stuff, and it's still like a little more than what you would usually pay there, but you can find good quality stuff there for like cheaper prices. So that's how I be doing it. Or like, and then my parents are just they always say like if you see something out and you like it and you don't feel like you know like usually you don't usually get attached to clothes like that and
Right.
it's
If it's
like expensive,
mm-hmm.
just go ahead and buy it because I mean like what are the odds that you're gonna find something like again like that? And it's just like
Right. My mom's the same way.
yeah, you might as well go ahead and do it. And so like you can't do it all the time, but you know once you find those pieces that you really are like I'm gonna make a lot of use out of this, then it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to make those big
Yeah.
purchases.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say, no, my parents are the same way. Now, there's certain things like I said that I reserve for like a Christmas list or something because I'm not trying to buy it, but they've always just been like quality. But with that, they've taught me how to shop. So, like you said, Jordan, I buy sale stuff. Like I don't just go in the store and just buy just to buy, unless, like you said, it's something I just absolutely need to have. But you know, I buy a lot of stuff like on that is quality, but I find it on sale. Like I look for it, and you know, I do like I take my time, you know, and that's how I'm able to find certain things. But like I think too, as we're all saying, like as you get older, like quality just becomes more important
Yeah.
to you.
Like my mom, I'll never forget. Like it was someone cooking over there.
I'm
It was
eating
when
oatmeal.
I was looking for dresses for my company holiday party, right? And I found this cute dress on Fashion Nova, and my mom clowns on me all the time about buying clothes from Fashion Nova. I haven't done it as much since I graduated college, but I do sometimes for trendy stuff, right?
Yeah, because
And
you
my
shouldn't spend a
mom was
lot for
always
trendy
like,
stuff.
see if Fashion Nova package come in, and she's like, "You buying those cheap clothes? Like you need to level up." But I'm like, "Well, mom, we in different tax brackets. I'm sorry, like you know." But I think and she was like, "Please do not buy your company a college dress from Fashion Nova." And I wasn't buying like a raunchy dress, you know, like it was like to my knees, but I still become like, you know, that thing is like I feel on social media is like, I was seeing black women in luxury, but like, I hope your luxury is not pushing what you are able to afford, or like.
Right.
Or
Hopefully it's
like
not
you
putting you in
have
debt.
only 3 shirts. Like I don't know, quality over quantity does make sense, but I know people who literally have like nothing in their closet but have like 4 designer things. You know what I mean? And it's like,
I mean, but it
true,
works for
but
them. They be having clothes on their back every day.
They don't care. You're right.
so I think that's a thing. Like it's like
I
weird
agree.
because like, you know. But I think to our Simone.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it moves to our next question about like when we buy things, like how do you like feeling guilty for splurging? And I definitely feel that. Like if I buy something that was an impulsive purchase, like I'm always like, can I really like? And I could probably afford it, but I'm like, is this really what I needed? Did I really need to buy this purse?
I agree. I do have some regrets sometimes, but typically I'm able to overcome it when I tell myself I'm treating myself. I'm not even gonna lie. I just say, well, you know what, you deserve that. And the problem with that is that I can really encourage myself that I deserve a lot of things. Like I am very good at speaking to myself in that way. So that's not always the best thing, but you know, especially within this COVID environment, it has become really a thing of, is that going to make you feel better? If so, then I'm gonna buy it, because this stuff is like, you know, we're in a very depressive time. So that's like part of my thing. I do feel bad, but a lot of the times when I buy stuff, it's like, oh, like I deserve it. And maybe I don't always deserve it, but I feel like I do.
But yeah, I feel like that because when I bought the Telfair bag,
which one
pronunciation track, but I bought the blue one and then I sold it to Elise because I was like, I don't need
another one. Okay.
No, but I've been looking, but now I don't feel like I need to spend that type of money. Like maybe I could have when I bought it, but then now it's just like, oh no, because like immediately after I bought it, I was like, I could have used that money for so many things. Like, but I feel like that's anything. Like if I buy some food that's like, if I buy some food that I don't like, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I could have used that to do this, this, and this. So it's just like I feel guilty about small things. I feel guilty about big things. It's just like money's tight for me right now.
I think I tell myself that money comes and goes, right? So I'm always like, it'll come back around. I say that we put in the atmosphere that hopefully it will. But like when I bought Jordan told me that Telfar bag, right? It was like $200, right? I bought Elise. I said yes, and I sent her the money. I was like, Elise, why did you do that? Like, I was like, do you really have money? I didn't say that you said. I said, do I really have money for this? And I was like, well, I was like, well, you know, whatever. Like, you know, come back around. And I think for me, it's like kind of like I think I have a number in my head, and the number is like below that. I usually don't go into like a stressor mode. You know what I mean? Like, if it's under like 200, like I'm usually kind of like, okay. I'm always like, okay, move on. Like, you know, and I usually don't do a lot of like splurging at once. So I'm not going to go buy like 100 in one day. So that's usually how it goes. And then I always have to do this like big math in my head. Like, well, I didn't do this week. So that should like cover this cost, what have you. Yeah. And so, or then sometimes be very, very true and honest. If I have something that's something that's like I don't want to buy, but I know I need. Case in point, I needed winter coats when I moved to DC for the winter last year. I feel bad about saying this, but like I just asked my grandparents to buy it for me. Because people like, you know, why Twitter culture like your group, and I'm like people,
and that's why.
First of all, winter coats I never pay for it. Yeah. Like my parents need to pay for it.
Still buy me the essentials. I am not 30 years old. I am fresh out of college. But even then, Elise, like that's what I said at the beginning. Like even if your parents are providing this lifestyle, so what? Like there are other demographics of people who literally live off their parents' dime for years. And, you know, not trying to get like controversial here, but I never understand why Black children feel bad for like having parents and family members who can spoil them. Like, who cares? That's what they're there for. And if they're willing to do it, who cares? So not to like take you off your little note, but like there's no reason to feel
And
bad
they're not
about
buying
that.
me Gucci purses.
Most people whose parents can are getting help at
They're
times.
buying me
don't
a jacket
even, like,
to keep me warm in this winter. But, you know,
exactly.
it was like a couple, it was like maybe 200 something, too many. I think he gave me like 250, right? Like, I could have paid that, but it was gonna. I had so many expenses that month in November. I remember that I was like, I had to register my car, all these things. I was like, I can't cut it this close. I was like, I need a jacket. And so my grandfather, of course, is like, to them, I think my grandparents are, you know, both sets are in a good financial position. So they gave, it's usually of nothing to give them to give me that money, right? But, you know, I feel bad. I think my mom is always like, whatever, but sometimes like she's always like, at least don't ask them for that. But, you know, at the same time, I'm like, you know, if they have it and they're willing to give it, like, I hope that I can do that for my grandchildren and my children, like that I can give them things that they need, because like, I mean, there's times where I've had business, like when I lost my keys that I told y'all about, and I was like out $500, right? Like that was a rough month for me to like, out that money, and my grandma like sent me 200, and that really helped. I was like, okay, I can actually pay my water bill, you know, without having to dip into my savings account. So, but I do feel like it's like, yeah, kind of like the luxury conversation is like, you know, feeling guilty when you just need nice quality things. Like I could have bought a cheap jacket from Forever 21, but I knew I needed a quality jacket.
Yeah,
absolutely.
My grandmother bought my desk for me. I'm trying to get my granddad to buy my chair.
So I'll say my grandparents are not in like that type of financial situation. And then also like I only have one grandmother left now. But my parents furnished my apartment. I don't feel any type of bad about that, because, you know, within this whole year and a half of me living on my own, I really do not ask them for anything. Yeah. Like, I think I've asked them for $20 one time, and it was just because my bank account was low and I didn't want to transfer money. Like, you know, so I don't ask them for anything, and that's what they said. They're like, we're going to put you up so that, you know, we have like done our part. Like we don't have to if it's not necessary. And that's what it's been. So it's like, you know, if you want to live that luxurious lifestyle and have that type of like wealth, that's what people do. They take care of their family, and there's no reason for us to feel bad about that.
I did send my mom, so we're gonna have holiday theme episodes, but I did send my mom, you know, I said, hey Lisa girl, I like this for Christmas, right? And I showed it to her, and she said, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, Elise. And I was
it that ugly little necklace?
No, that's why you can't be Robert's girlfriend, because it's a chain. Second of all,
Jordan, she wanted to go to Icebox and get this ugly ass, big ass,
can y'all,
letter necklace that said E on
and
it.
I
It was not
on Instagram.
And what would you wear it with?
A black.
That's exactly what I was gonna wear it with. And I was gonna go.
But she don't know how to style it. Talking all that smack about us.
You said, what about a stylist? What did you say?
Oh my goodness.
I said, you don't know how to style it. You just gonna wear a black
t-shirt. Be flashy in my little Honda Accord with my diamond necklace. But I was like, I was like, oh, Elise, you need to get some designer bags. You need to level up. You know what I mean? Cause I do have one designer bag, right? But it's like Gucci and it's old. I bought it on the Real, like it's consignment. Like I think it's cute, but I was not in a position to buy like a, you know, $1,000 bag. It was like $300. But I was like, okay, like you need to start getting some. I see these girls on the internet, they be 22, 23 with Louis Vuitton, YSL, and I was like, at least maybe need to level up now. So I was I asked for a YSL wallet for Christmas. My mom saw the price. She walked away from me. But you know, I think it's like are there things that you guys feel like, you know what, like that's my next like step in luxury? Like I feel like for me, it's like getting a designer bag, like a YSL. I know what type of bag I want, like YSL, all that.
Definitely. I told my parents this year actually that when I got my bonus in January, like I was going to just go ahead and buy this one bag that like my starter bag that I've always wanted, like since I was a little kid. And surprisingly, well, I don't know, I guess not surprisingly, my parents are like, you should. They're like, you save your money like very well, you work really hard, like that's what you should do. And that's when like that's my next step. But also like I feel like having the what do you call it?
I don't know.
What's the word? Like they confirmed that it was a good idea.
See, my
like,
parents said it was a bad idea.
What's the word?
Validation.
Yeah, to have that validation made me feel even more like, okay, I really am working my way up, because it's like, I've saved my money for the last 2 years, like, and it, like Elise has always said, it's not something I couldn't have bought before, but this is something that I'm gonna buy like outright, and not put any type of strain on myself. Like I've reached to the point where I'm comfortable doing that, so that's like my next step. Yeah.
I feel like my next big step, I really have a whole plan. Like, I didn't tweet about this. But I have a whole plan about
how... Wait, what's that song on TikTok? Okay, keep going, sorry.
I have a whole plan about how I'm about to get fine again, because I was looking at, like, my videos from last year, and I was like...
You've been posting them on the internet, I've been seeing.
And I'm
throwback
looking at myself
videos.
now. Yeah, because I missed me. She looked good. So I have this whole plan about how I'm going to work on like being consistently fine, because I have like little blips in time where I'm just like, oh yeah, I have to get everything done. But I'm making a plan to where I can do it consistently. And so I'm really trying to like budget and stuff. But this is like for when I get money, which I feel like I'm getting money real soon.
Ooh.
So, manifestation.
So what's the
such.
plan?
I did
the
Blue
plan?
Moon fast yesterday. I can't tell all the details.
Oh my
you got to see
goodness.
when it comes. But get ready. Stay ready.
Look, the
so
flat tummy tea girls.
Okay,
Can you just
that's
let
all
us
I gotta
know what
say.
it is?
No,
I'm irritated now.
I'm just but it's not even like nothing special for it. It's just a plan to get like my nails done all the time, lashes done consistently, or I need to learn how to put on lashes. That's what I'm really trying to get to do. But YouTube is not doing me any like service for this, so I gotta keep practicing. And then also I'm trying to get back into makeup. I never really was into it, but like all my friends were, and they just need to teach me. So I need to find somebody to teach me how to do makeup. So it's just like I need to have all these skills prepared, so when I get money, I can just get in it. Like I'm gonna be in it.
I will say I did forget that I do get laser hair removal. That's like my splurge to myself, I would say. Like my big splurge of the year that was unnecessary, but like life-changing. Like I love it. So that's what I do, which is like not it's expensive, right? Like I pay some money. But I would say for that.
So I think that was a good little talk about, I think we didn't address the pressures as much actually, but we did acknowledge the things that kind of make us feel like we need to be doing more in this luxury type of lifestyle. But I think the most important thing to recognize is that we all have to take things in stride, and like don't rush things just because you want to be a part of some type of crowd. Like do it when you're actually able to do it, because you'll feel a lot better about buying these expensive things. And then I also think Jordan's point about becoming like a baddie is perfect. Like I also made that similar goal. I told my brother, like, I'm about to get my skin clear, figure out how to do wash and goes more effectively, and really get my makeup together. And then it's over, like
over with.
We all have to pop out because we've been stuck in the house too long. Okay. We got to come out like that first day out. Whew, I don't even know what to tell y'all. Just be prepared. So anyway, stay tuned for, I don't know if we'll do a listener letter or we'll let Elise tell her quick story, but you guys stay tuned.
Fun.
Okay.
As we are approaching month infinity of staying in the house, we've really been enjoying using the Anchor app to record our podcasts. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me tell you why. Number one, it's free. We don't got money for that. We are all recent grads out here. Times are rough. Also, there's free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you. So it can be heard on Apple, Spotify, many more platforms as well. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. get you some coins for Uber Eats. That's what I usually use my money to. But it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. To get started, download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get your podcast on and poppin'.
So instead of doing a listener letter, we're going to let Elise tell her story about going on this date with this guy, because I remember her texting us about it, but I didn't think the date had actually happened. So I'm a little confused. I need to know what happened here.
Well, Simone, you're just doing this because there's no listener letter in the document. So,
first of all, I was actually going to ask y'all a question. I took a whole screenshot. Mind your business.
That's you try to do a good job. I know what's up because I'm a detective. Okay, but back to my problems. Whew, Lord, please do a prayer line for me. Please give me a prayer line. But so part 65 of Elise's life struggles of her 20s was that I went on a first date with this boy this week. I don't think he'll listen to this, so he hope. If he doesn't listen to it, I guess
he's a liar. So we don't care.
We won't talk anymore. But so I found him on Hinge. Like we were texting for actually a week and a half. Like when I was still in Atlanta, and he asked me when I was in Atlanta, but I was like, hey, not in DC. Like we'll be back next week. So he's like, okay, cool, bet. So we made plans for Wednesday to go get ice cream. It was late. So he lived in Georgetown. He was like, yeah, come park at my house. And I was like, wow, a house in Georgetown. Wow. So I parked at his house. Did
he let you come inside?
I didn't want to go inside. No.
I'm saying at this point, is this his house?
I don't know. But so he's a grad student at Georgetown, which makes sense why he lives in Georgetown, because if you know DC, young people don't really live in Georgetown unless they're going to school. Quite expensive and not accessible, but just ignore that. So we go on ice cream, we get ice cream, we're talking and chatting it up. So usually when I go on dates with people, as I said before in our Men on Our Line episode, I don't Google them before, because I just feel like it's just then I have to lie like I don't know your life facts, right? And that just gets weird. So I searched him really briefly because I just was let me make sure I know how to say his name correctly. And it was David, so I don't know what I thought I was doing with that. Okay. But so I go on the date, we're eating ice cream, and I'm just making casual conversation, talking about college, and I'm like, oh yeah, where'd you go to school? And he was like, I went to University of Kentucky. And I was like, oh, cool. My friend went there. We have a mutual friend me and some mutual friend that went to UK. And I was like, yeah. He's like, where'd you go to school? I was like, oh, I went to UNC, and we talked about that a lot, the whole day. He was like, yeah, I went to Kentucky. I live 10 minutes from the university. My dad's a professor there. It was actually really good, easy for me, to get tickets to basketball games, which I thought was weird because at UNC it's really hard to get tickets to basketball games as a student, even still. And I Googled him before, so I knew that he went to a different university, but I thought that I had just read wrong, you know what I mean? Or maybe that he had transferred. So the date ends. Date was cute. We had made plans for a second date. He was like, "We're gonna come over. You're gonna come over, and we're gonna make dinner together." And I was like, "Cool, wow. Cute, right?" I was like, "Cool, cute, whatever."
Some type of second date.
Came home and was like, "Well, that was so weird." I called my friend. We're FaceTiming about the date, and I was like, "Yeah, but really weird. He went to UK, and I know that we had Googled him before, and he went to a different university." And she was like, "That's not possible, Elise. We saw he played basketball at our university, right? So he had an ESPN profile for 4 years. There was articles written on him. He has a LinkedIn, right? It's him, his photo. It has, his education, his Georgetown grad student. All these things are adding up, right? And she's like, there's no way that he were the same age that he could have gone to University of Kentucky, right? And been a full-time student at this university at the same exact time, right? And the university that he said he played basketball, that the internet said he played basketball at, is in Kentucky, not super close to UK, but close enough. And then I found his dad. His dad is a professor at UK, but he was not a student there. I asked my friend who went to UK, same year, he said he graduated. She didn't know him. And Black people usually all know each other at university, especially in the same year. And I'm like, this isn't adding up, right? So then I'm like, come to the conclusion, he full out lied to me. And like, but it was an elaborate lie, y'all. Like, he committed to the lie the whole day. Like, details about how his mom used to bring him groceries on campus, how he lived on campus for all 4 years. Like,
see, you're better than me.
All these different stories.
Like, so listen, I did, when you said whatever, I wouldn't even really explain myself that much. I like to look people up before the first date, sir. And I found your LinkedIn. Why does it have Lincoln University on here, but you said you went to UK?
But see,
and
in the date,
ask, because what the hell?
In the date, I didn't realize he was lying until after when I like confirmed it. Like, I didn't really think too much of it because I googled him way before, like a week before, so I forgot by then.
Did you text him and like ask?
So this is what happened. So then I called Jordan that night, right? So Jordan knows I was on a date, so she was tracking me. And I tell her, and Jordan straight up laughs in my face. And I'm like out here like, Jordan, do I confront him? Or do I text him? Do I just block him? Like, now I'm like, in that moment, I was just like, did he just feel like he had to impress me? And Jordan's laughing in my face. And then Jordan...
Because block him.
And then Jordan on Twitter...
it's crazy.
Tell him what you did on Twitter, Jordan.
That was so funny.
Jordan, what you did on Twitter.
So, what I did...
You messy.
I did... I made a little reply tweet, and I made a poll, right? And I was like, so I explained the situation, leaving out, like, names or whatever. And I was just like, what would you suggest, like, my friend do?
Too.
And they were like the answers were like, confront him over text, confront him at the next date, or like, don't do anything about it. And everybody was just like, no, she needs to block him. She needs to, if you're going to confront him over text and then block him. Like, do not give that man no type of day or nothing like that. And they're just like, that's just a simple thing to lie about. So you're probably hiding like something there. I'm like, that's what I was saying. And then people kept thinking it was me. And I was like, it's not me.
Jordan was very clear.
But then Jordan texted me after she made the poll. This is where it gets messier and said, I made a Twitter poll. And everyone's doing their answers, but saying you should block him. And I said, a Twitter poll about me? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, you.
I didn't put your name. Nobody would have known.
But in the beginning, I felt like more like, oh, I should maybe could go on a date with him. Like, was he just nervous? And then I just got mad because, like, as a young Black girl, I'm going on a date with a stranger and like I'm putting my safety out there. And the fact that you lied about something so small that, first of all, be smarter. Like, you have articles written about you. Dumb. Like, be a better liar.
No, literally.
Be a better liar. You go to Georgetown? How'd you get in? Dumb. So, studying communications. So then I got mad and I wanted to confront him over text. I feel like older Elise would in my college years. But then I was like, I think he's actually ghosting me now, which is the first time I've ever said someone's ghosting me and I'm actually excited about it.
Okay. I mean, well, congratulations to you. I don't know what to say. At least every week is something. It's the smash room last week. Now it's the...
And then Jordan, I was emotional because I felt like I'm on my period, whatever. And I was like, Jordan, I said, I can't. The first date I get in a while is a pathological liar. What's wrong with me? Why don't guys like me enough? And you were like, Elise, it has nothing to do with you. And I was like, I know.
I mean, if he wanted to lie, he's gonna lie.
I was like, I didn't want to be liked and I want to get flowers on the first date. I was so sure. And then like on Friday, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like, how dare you? Dumb.
Like, but immediately after the date, I had texted her. I was like, everything's good. And she was just like, yeah, I'm at home now. I was like, how did it go?
Jordan,
and she was like, he's not my husband.
The episode is done. Kind of adulting. Jordan, it's been a great episode. Jordan, we're getting a new co-host. If you guys we're looking for a new co-host who likes rock and astrology. Hit our line.
Crystals.
All right. So anyway, everybody have a great weekend. We love y'all. Bye. Oh, wait, great week. We're posting this Monday. Everyone,
y'all didn't give any advice to help
love
me
y'all.
Though, but bye.
And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for your continued support. Follow us on our social media at Kinda Adulting Pod, and you can anonymously send in your listener letters at tinyurl.com/KA letters. See you next Monday at 12.